Halftime in the Twin Cities, and no De'Aaron Fox, but a really good half for Sacramento, other than the free throw line. I mean, geez, their free throw shooting was horrible, and yet they still lead 60-59. Ryan, again, no Fox, number one team in the West, and I love the way the Kings played in the first quarter. And you mentioned this yesterday, the last time the Kings were in Minnesota, although they had Fox in that game, that they were able to really control the game in the first quarter.
Yeah, they were. And it's a big thing because then you get Minnesota to push a little bit. And you see Minnesota took a little bit more threes in the first half than they normally take in the first halves of games. So, yeah, the Kings did a good job. But, Grant, like you said at the top, they got to control the things they can control.
Yeah. Assist to turnover ratio outstanding, really good for both teams. 14 assists, 4 turnovers for Sacramento. Minnesota also took very good care of the basketball with only 3 turnovers and 14 assists. Again, you're up by 1 and you miss 50% of your free throws. So I look at that as a positive. I'm still waiting for that Minnesota surge in this second half without Fox, but so far so good. I mean, you got double figure scoring from Sabonis and Barnes. You had Keon Ellis starting for Fox. He doesn't score, but he was able to distribute the ball. Let's get to Jerry Reynolds, who joins us here at intermission. Jerry, good to see you. What were your impressions on that first half?
Well, the Kings, I thought defensively were very good. I thought created some problems. I mean, it's also true. I think the Timberwolves are very good defensively. We saw after the first maybe 6 minutes of the first quarter. So really a terrific half. And then, just Domas was tremendous. I mean, he was easily the best player on the floor.
Yes.
And really is kind of why they have the opportunity to lead. I think going forward, I think they're going to have a big half out of Monk and Keegan Murray if they're going to have a chance to win the ball game. I think, Davion Mitchell's had a terrific half, more than you had any right to expect. But I just think Monk and Keegan, Harrison Barnes has been very aggressive and tough. But, Monk, they're going to need Monk making plays and making shots.
Jerry, what did you think of the controversial call that a lot of fans don't like when Mike Brown challenged the Trey Lyles block and the officials said it was a block? Did you agree with that?
Oh, no, it's a clear charge. I mean, that's why do you have replay if, in fact, you can't even get it right? Their explanation was, well, his body tore. What do you mean torso changed a little bit? I mean, the guy ran right into his chest. Of course, he's going to move a little bit. I mean, I'm really, it's just offensive. If you, I mean, here's a guy, what's he supposed to do? He's there, his feet are set, he's outside the lane, he's taking a 7-foot, 250-pound guy right up his chest, and they call a block. And they replay it and still call it. It's like, just admit you screwed up, the first time. So anyway, I'm through with that. But the replays, that's been a bugaboo of mine for a while because they, replaying doesn't mean they're going to get it right at all.
Yep. Ryan, what did you think of that call?
Grant, I think by the letter of the law, I see why the refs made the call that they made because there was some movement there. In today's NBA, that's a terrible call, as Jerry said. In today's NBA, that's a charge every day of the week, I guess. It's a dangerous play, first of all. It's a very dangerous play, one of the most underrated dangerous plays in basketball. And if you're worried about dangerous plays and guys catching elbows here and there and those become flagrant fouls, how do you not take a closer look at charges when you see collisions like that?
Yeah. All right. Well, 60-59. Jerry, the free throw shooting again. I mean, it's just 7 of 14 from the line, Jerry.
No, it's ridiculous. And, it's just inexcusable. And you can't beat good teams on the road if you can't make free throws.
No, you can't.
Obviously, they're doing next to mother. They're taking care of the ball, which is great. They really have had, 4 turnovers. So that part's been good. But if you're going to beat the Timberwolves, you're going to have to do both of those things, take care of the ball and make free throws. There's no one or the other.
What do you guys think in this second half? I know the Kings are leading, but they're going to really miss Fox in the fourth quarter in this game. And for that reason, I don't see them beating Minnesota, especially with the missed free throws. I actually think Minnesota's going to win this game by double digits. So I'm going to say the Timberwolves are going to win this game 122 to 109.
I'm going to say the Kings are actually going to win this game tonight. I'm going to say 119 to 106, and here's why. They're going to shoot over 50% from beyond the three-point line in the second half. Minnesota only shooting 33.3% right now and only has 2 rebounds, offense rebounds in the first half.
Well, Ryan, I'd like to give you a big hug right now, but you're too far away. But I probably did. I hope you're right. I don't think you are, but I sure hope you're right. But I think it's going to the T-Wolves 118, Kings about 111. And the reason being, I think they're going to do a better job on Sabonis. I think that'll be the real focal point at the half. And they've got the personnel to make it tough, because I think they've seen the only way the Kings have a chance to win is for Domas to go for 15 points and a half and all that. And so we'll see. I hope, but like I say, I hope you're right and I'm wrong.
Well, I'll tell you the one thing we haven't really talked about. The coaches in the NBA voted for Karl Anthony Towns to be on the team instead of Domantas Sabonis. And I know that you can't make too much out of one game, but you're seeing Sabonis without talking with his actions showing why he should have been on the team over Towns. I mean, that's the one thing I can't disagree with. I mean, you're right, Jerry. Sabonis was by far the best player on the floor in that first half.
Yeah, and so active defensively, got several blocks, steals. I mean, just doing a little bit of everything. And like I say, I don't know that I've seen him play a better half, a more complete, dominant half than what we just saw.
Yeah, when you're getting blocks from him and he's active that way, that is the one advantage sometimes he has when he's undersized against bigger guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is with those guys, he's so much quicker with his feet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Towns really obviously skilled offensively, but he's got about the slowest footwork. The only one person I can think of maybe equally slow is Gobert. I mean, and so they're great if they don't have to move much.
Right.
The scoreboard tonight, Dallas is probably going to lose. They're in Boston. They're down 14 at the end of the third. But New Orleans is hosting Indiana, and they're blowing them out at the half. They have already put 77 on the board, and they lead 77 to 56. So, again, we talk about the standings, and we knew this was going to be a very difficult 2-game road trip here. And the Kings are in good shape. I mean, that's the one thing we can say right now, although I don't think they're going to win. I didn't think they'd be leading at the half without Fox, and they are, despite missing 7 free throws. So, we'll see. But I just – what concerns me the most about this game against such a good team, the Kings are going to miss De'Aaron Fox a lot in this fourth quarter. And I don't think that they have the makeup. I don't think they have the personnel to go on the road and beat Minnesota in a close game without De'Aaron Fox. And that's why I think they're going to end up losing by 10 or more.
Well, that's kind of why I think that, because I think with Minnesota's defense, they're good. They're very good, and they can tighten the screws a little bit, and they will in the fourth. But Fox is a guy who can go create his own shot and get a good shot, and they don't really have anybody else that can do that.
I'll tell you one thing that is encouraging to me after watching the games between these two teams. You could very likely, or a very real possibility, have a Sacramento-Minnesota playoff series in the first round. And if the Kings are healthy, hey, throw the ball out and let's go. I mean, I like the matchups here in this.
100%.
Ryan, we talk about matchups a lot. I think this is a pretty good matchup for Sacramento.
You remember last year?
It's like, I mean, it's like with the Pelicans. I'd much rather – Minnesota's better than the Pelicans, but I'd rather play Minnesota than the Pelicans in a first round match.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? You remember last year as they were coming down the stretch, we were like, Clippers. But I'm with you, Grant, T-Wolves. I think that smaller, athletic, high-paced teams give the T-Wolves problems.
Yeah. All right, again, the Kings do lead. We will be on right after the game, me and Ryan, to break it all down. Anthony Edwards, all right, he was questionable leading up, and then obviously he was good to go. What do you think for him in the second half, Jerry?
Well, he's scary because he can go for 15 or 20.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I thought the Kings did a great job on him, really just kind of taking him out of the game. But I'd be surprised if they don't really try to get him going early in the second half, and
That's what I think.
because he's a handful.
Yep.
Yeah, and the Kings' Achilles heel has been the start of the third quarters a lot of times. The one thing I will say is Keon Ellis used 3 fouls in the first half. So throw everything you got at him and just keep the pressure up because the Kings have extended their defense a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great point, Ryan, because I thought, Keon, Davion, and Duarte all played really good defense. I mean, and fortunately for the Kings, Davion was terrific on offense as well, which, you don't want to bet a whole lot of money in Vegas on that every night. But
Yep. Well, you talk about Edwards, he was only 2 of 11, and a lot of that was, as you guys pointed out, the way that they defended him. But, hey, again, you're right there. The game is basically even. It's 60-59, and it was an outstanding first quarter for Sacramento, and then we saw Minnesota. And, Jerry, I thought that the biggest adjustment I saw from Minnesota, and you pointed this out, yeah, the Kings only scored, well, I shouldn't say only. I mean, they still scored a lot, but their shots – in that second quarter seemed to be they're much more difficult to come by.
Yeah, they really had to work, and you notice their perimeter work trying to get into their offense was about 5 foot further out on the floor than normal, and so that tells you the defensive pressure has really picked up.
Yep. All right, Jerry, appreciate you. Thank you very much, and I don't think you'll be going up to Tahoe anytime soon.
My gosh, no, or maybe never. I don't know. And that's scary up there.
Boy.
Maybe never.
It's going to have to be clear roads and warm for me to head up there. But so you guys have a good post game, and Ryan, my goodness, I hope you're right.
Yeah, and Jerry,
I'm pulling for you, Ryan.
Thanks, Jerry.
Jerry, if you do decide at some point in the near future to go up, make sure you bring your phone on that one because you might need your phone on this trip. Okay.
There'll be no risks taken by this member of the Reynolds family. I'll tell you that.
All right. Take care. Oh my God. All right. 60-59 again. What do you think? I think the number one key for me in this second half is, can the Kings contain Anthony Edwards like they did in the first half? To me, that is the biggest key, along with free throws. So I'm going to go 1A and 1B. Anthony Edwards has to be kept in check if the Kings are going to win this game.
Spot on, Grant. And I'm going to throw in 1C. You got to limit the Timberwolves to one opportunity if you are keeping Edwards in check, if you're the Kings. And then, Grant, you got to come out pissed off to start this third quarter, especially after that no call.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back right after the game. Enjoy the second half. And will we be lighting the beam? We'll find out in a little more than an hour right here on If You